Yes, guys, so in this video, I just basically wanted to go through some top tips of when you're just, starting out at the gym and you're just starting to get into a bit of a routine with it and things. So I just wanted to put together like a bit of a video on like the top few things, top few tips that you can do. That's going to massively help you progress when you first start in, and mainly things that I didn't do, which if I did do, I would have made a lot more progress a lot more quickly. So without further ado, these are some of the things that I want to go through. So the first thing I basically want to go through is consistency and frequency. So it's important, but it's important that you make this sustainable. So when I was first starting, I would have weeks where I would kind of go maybe like 6-7 times a week. And I'd completely hammer it one week, and then I tire myself out completely to the point that I couldn't really go the following week. So one thing that I'd say is try and set yourself up on a program that you can actually be consistent at, and you can adhere to, rather than hammering it one week, having time off, training too much, training too little. These are all things that you need to consider. So you need to just kind of figure out how many times a week you want to be going, make it sustainable. It's better to go 3 times every single week than kind of go, 7 times one week and then 1 the next, because you're tired. You just need like consistent progress so you can monitor your progress as well. If you're just going to be, going 6 times one week and then you're going to be going like, once or twice the next week, and then you're going to go 4 times the next week, it's not really going to be, it's going to be hard to kind of monitor your sessions like that and manage your lifts and things. So if you just set out, start with 3 times a week. Start with Monday, Wednesday, Friday, for example, and then just try and do that every single week. It's better to do that than try and start on too many sessions and then completely blowing yourself out to the point you need a week off and you're getting injuries and things. So a few different splits that you can follow would be the bro split, which is a 5-day one. So that's more tailored to one body part per session. So if you're going to do like chest on a Monday, for example, then you're going to do shoulders on a Tuesday, legs on a Wednesday, arms on a Thursday, and then perhaps like legs on a Friday or something, right? So it's basically one body part per session, and that way you can train every body part per week. Or with like a push-pull legs approach, you could do pull on a Monday, you could do push on a Tuesday, legs on a Wednesday, have Thursday off, and then do the same Friday, Saturday and Sunday. So you've repeated it, and then with that you're hitting it twice a week. Or with that one you can obviously do it 3 times a week as well, and then obviously if you're doing it 3 times a week, you're still going to see progress, but obviously not as much progress as if you're going to be doing it 6 times a week. The more you go, the more progress you will see, but if you start hammering it and going too much and your sessions are too long, then you're going to see diminished returns. So just make sure that when you first start, you're following a program that's, like I say, consistent and it is sustainable, and you're training frequently enough to actually see progress. So I'd say minimum 3 times a week, maximum 6. I would recommend that you always have 1 rest day. I would recommend 2 really, ideally. So just actually try and figure that out before you go and start your journey. Actually think to yourself, how busy am I? What kind of schedule do I have? How often do I work? Have I got other responsibilities? And then work it around that, so it's a set day and time every single week that you go, so that then you actually stick to it. So that then it can be like #1 priority then, and you can tell everybody, all your friends, your family, or, work, things like that. I can't do that today. I've got to train today, and then it's embedded then, and it's as part of your routine. It's better than just saying, oh, I might go today, or oh, I might go tomorrow. Just put it in Monday, Wednesday, Friday to start with. Just do push pull legs Monday, Wednesday, Friday, something like that, and just stick to it, because then you're more likely to start seeing progress. So another thing that I would really recommend doing that I didn't do for like the first 2 years that I started getting to the gym is tracking your calories, because that's where your progress really comes from. If you can go to the gym 7 days a week, if you're not eating the correct things, or you're not eating the correct protein target or calorie amount, you're not really going to see any change. I'd say that your diet's responsible for 75, if not 80% of your progress that you see in the gym. So what you want to do is you want to try and calculate what your basic metabolic rate is. So this is just how many calories your body burns just you being alive. So you just lay in bed, say for example, for a day, and you know just how many calories you basically need to live on a daily basis. So you need to calculate that first, and I'll leave some calculators in the description of this video, so you can you have to enter your height, you have to enter your weight, and you have to enter your activity level, which is your TDEE, which is just below BMR on the screen. So that's basically your total daily, it's like activity expenditure. So it's like your total daily energy expenditure. That's what it stands for. So with that, so say for example, my basic metabolic rate is about 1,900 and something calories with my daily activity, i.e. going to the gym, how many steps I get in a day, what kind of job I have, things like that. My maintenance calories, my total daily energy expenditure will probably be around 2,800, 2,900 based on my height and my weight and things as well. So when you go onto the calculator, you can put all of your information, and then it will kind of spit back out of the calculator what yours will be. And from there, then you can kind of decide, oh, do I want to go on a bulk? Do I want to gain muscle? Do I want to lose fat? And then if you're looking to build muscle, I'd add on 500 calories. If you're looking to, lose fat, I'd take away 500 calories from your TDEE, which is your maintenance calories, basically. I'd also figure out a protein goal, a protein target. That's really important. I would usually recommend about 1 gram per pound of body weight when you're doing resistance training, so that you can stimulate muscle growth. So my example, I'm about 193 pounds, and so my target's about 193 grams. So if you're 170 pounds, yours will be 170. Some people say, you can go up to 1.2. Some say you can eat as low as 0.8, but I found the sweet spot to be around 1. So just try and get 1 gram in, and just figure out an overall goal of what you want to do at the end of the day. If you're wanting to build muscle, you're going to have to be in a surplus for a while of at least 500 calories. So if your TD is 2,900, you need to really be trying to aim for 3,400 if you want to gain a pound of muscle per week. So vice versa with fat, you just cut off 500 instead. So you just need to go into the gym with an overall goal, which is what I didn't do at first. I was just kind of going through the motions, didn't know what I was eating, didn't have a clue what TD even meant, no idea what BMR even meant. Obviously everyone kind of knows, chicken and broccoli, that's what bodybuilders eat, but no one actually knows how much of it they're supposed to be eating. But so just do your research on that, and you can track all of your calories in an app called Myfitnesspal, and again I'll leave the link in the bio of this video as well, so you can track everything that you're eating and make sure that you're on track. So another thing that I recommend is regular rest days, and trying to keep an eye on your recovery and the things that you're doing and attempt to recover. When I first started, I would have rest days, but I'd kind of make it the weekends when I wasn't working. So I'd kind of go every day after work, Monday to Friday. And I was noticing I was just getting really burnt out really quickly. So after like 2 weeks of doing that, I was just burnt out, and I needed a week off or at least a few days off, and then it hindered my progression. So what I'd recommend you do is have around 2 rest days per week. Some people say 1, but it just depends on how intensely you're training. And if you're a beginner, you're gonna be more prone to injuries because your body's not been put under that kind of stress and pressure before. So I'd recommend 2, and I'd recommend that you space them out throughout the week quite evenly. So say you train Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, have Thursday off. I would never do more than 3 sessions in a row if you're lifting intensely. Otherwise it can lead to injuries. It can you're going to burn yourself out like I did. So I'd recommend that you just space them out. So like I say, Monday, Tuesday, rest, and go back Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, then rest Saturday, something like that. Just try and space these 2 days out so that you've got a day between. Otherwise, like I say, it can lead to burnout. Also, think about things that you can do that you can invest in. So obviously, if you've got a gym near you that has ice baths and saunas and therapy rooms, things like that, that's all beneficial. And so some of it can be quite pricey, but at the end of the day, you can't really put a price on your health. If you are putting that amount of stress on your body, multiple days a week, then essentially you should be investing in your recovery as well. So things like the ice bath are amazing, the sauna just for circulation, recovery, massages, things like that. Even if you get one massage a month, it's better than none. Even if if you go into a sauna once a week, it's better than not doing it at all. And just actually relaxing. So you could do this after your sessions. You could do this on your 2 rest days. You could do it whenever you're able to, really, but just try and fit it in and try and look after yourself a bit better. If you are hammering yourself and you're just starting out, you're going to be more prone to injury. So yeah, I definitely recommend investing in your recovery, even from day one, just so that your body's used to that and you get yourself into a good routine with recovery as well as training. So another thing that I recommend that you look into when you're just starting out is progressive overload. So this is basically where you look to either increase your weights that you're lifting per week or per session, or your repetitions, your rest times are lower, things like that. Just making the session harder each time you go. So say for example, I was going to train pull on a Wednesday, and then I did the lat pull down, and I know that I got 70 kilograms on the lat pull down for let's say 3 sets of 10. The following week when I go in, then I shouldn't be looking to just go through the motions. So I shouldn't just go in and think, oh, I'll do the same again, because then I'm not going to really see any progression. So what I'd then look to do is I might either go to 75 and try and lift that weight, or I might aim to get 12 of 3 sets of 70 kilograms. I try and up the repetitions and just make sure that week in, week out you're making progress, because I felt when I first started getting to the gym, I kind of fell into a bad habit of just going through the motions, just kind of walking around the gym, getting on all the machines I knew, lifting the weight I knew I could lift. So I was saying I wasn't really making any progress with it. I was just kind of going through the motions week in, week out, and it was getting to the point where I wasn't really seeing any change. I didn't know why, but looking back now, it was definitely due to the fact that I was just going through the motions and, things like that. I wasn't looking to increase my weight or my repetitions, wasn't looking to get stronger, which is really important. So one way you can do this, as you can see on the screen, is if you keep notes of your weights. So you can either do this on your phone, or you see some people walking around the gym with logbooks, keeping track of everything that they do. Or you can just do it and keep it mentally. You don't have to write everything down. It's just a really good tool, so So when you say you do go in for bench press, you know what you did the week before. You haven't got to try and remember it. It can become a bit tedious, but if you're serious about it and you actually want to see progress, then you'll do it at the end of the day. So yeah, I'd recommend that you keep track and definitely look to apply progressive overload where you can. Obviously, don't do this too quick. Don't make ridiculous jumps. So if you're doing 70 kilograms one week, don't try and go up to 100 the next. Otherwise, you might get injured. You're not going to be able to hit the hypertrophy rep ranges and things like that. So you need to be trying to do progressive overload if and where you can. So another thing that I'd recommend is monitor your alcohol consumption. This is something that I didn't do, and sometimes we're all human. I do still struggle with occasionally. Right, so when I first started going to the gym, I didn't actually know or think that alcohol would in any way kind of impair my sessions or anything like that. So I would just kind of, when I first started, I was about 18, 19. And that's kind of the age when, you might go to uni, you might get a group of friends at college, and you might all want to go out drinking, especially just because you can now, because you're obviously of age. In the UK, it's 18 anyway. I know in America it's 21. So you just kind of follow the crowd a bit. You just go out and get drunk because it's what you want to do, and it's fun with your friends. But just when this kind of occurs, just think to yourself, you've got a goal. There's something that you want to achieve here, and alcohol really does destroy progress in the gym. So yeah, where you can, I know it's difficult. I know that all your friends are probably doing it. Family probably drinks as well. I'm not saying that alcohol's necessarily a really bad thing. I've had some amazing nights in my life when I look back, and I think, some of them we were drinking quite heavily, but it does definitely hinder your progress in the gym. Not only the amount of calories that's in it, which obviously can make you fat. If you think about a pint of beer has over 300 calories in, if you're tanking 10 of them, that's 3,000 calories, which is more than what you're meant to have in a day on top of your food. So on a day of drinking, and if you've eaten that day, you can be looking at like, 5,000 calories or something daft. And people say, oh yeah, but if I drink on a bulk, it's fine. It's not, because alcohol really messes up your protein synthesis, which we'll go into in a completely different video. I might do a whole video on that, to be fair, on alcohol and training, but this is just basically the basic things of what I didn't do, which if I could go back and change, I would. So like I say, tracking the food, things like that, and trying to get a good balance in terms of training and my personal life, monitoring alcohol consumption and not just being a sheep and not, just not following the crowd when it came to it, because I thought, I really want to, pursue this gym thing. I really want to make progress with it. But then, someone would text me and be like, oh yeah, I want to go out. And still, like I say, still fall victim to it occasionally now, but just not as much. Like now I might go out once a month or something along them lines, or once every 6 weeks, whereas before it was every weekend. And then if you're burning the candle at both ends, as a saying. So if you're training all week, burning yourself out, and then you're going to go out all weekend, you literally got no time to recover, because your sleep's terrible. You feel like shit. The anxiety you can get for like 2 days after, it's ridiculous. So just try and monitor it. Just try and keep an eye on it. I'm not saying don't go out and don't have fun. I'm not your parent. But I'm just saying, try and find low-calorie options in terms of your drink choice. Don't drink pints and pints and pints of beer. You will develop a gut, because you're just gaining weight from drinking liquid calories that you don't even realise are there really when you're drinking. You don't even know how many you have on a night out or a day out. On a day drinking session, like how many drinks do you think you could probably get through realistically? It's a lot. So yeah, I just wanted to make a video on this. So thanks for watching, guys. If you want to see me go through anything else, I'm going to be doing quite a few of these videos with like the annotations up and things, and just going through some fitness tips and things that I wish that I did that I didn't on this video. Just the basics really. If you obviously go to the gym, you will already know these, but this video is just for complete newbies. Perhaps you're 16, 17 looking to get into the gym. Watch this video, and then hopefully you won't kind of fall down the rabbit hole, because people train for years and don't see any results and wonder why. It's because some of it's because of these reasons, right? So if I can help one person, then my video did its job. So yeah, so like I say, guys, I've got training programs in the bio, and I've got them on my YouTube channel linked as well. So if you're somebody that needs a bit of assistance or following a program, or you need something, some kind of routine, the programs are perfect, because it basically gives you a routine. It gives you the consistency, frequency, and also you get added into a Telegram group as well, where all the members will hold you and hold each other accountable and progress with it and things like that. So yeah, if you do need a training program, if you're just starting out, I've got a push-pull legs one, which would be perfect for you. Like I say, I'll leave all the links in my description along with the Myfitnesspal and things like that we mentioned earlier, and the calorie calculator. Yeah, I'll put that in there as well. So like I say, comment, subscribe, and like this video. Thanks. See you in a bit.